The topic of this video is responsible entertainment venue design, specifically what can be accomplished through the consideration of the surrounding community. The following information has been developed through readings and the examination of NADA Architects as a case study. With entertainment venues, specifically developments in urban context, I have digested the case study to develop the following discourse. Entertainment venues are often publicly funded and built at a colossal scale and cost, but maintain closed doors to the surrounding public and are dormant a majority of the time, creating a void in the urban fabric. With that discourse in mind, the developed thesis is that designers and developers of entertainment venues are responsible stewards of the surrounding communities. By immersing themselves in the culture of that area, they can provide design solutions that impact the community in a positive manner. To visualize this, we see an existing community on the left, a small but woven network consisting of revenue-generating nodes and attractors. In the middle, we see the impact of a large-scale project that is not incorporated. It breaks up the network and becomes the main attractor, pushing out other nodes. On the right, we see an integrated project. It works as a component of the community, amplifying the fabric and revenue stream. The specific case study I chose from their portfolio is Thunder Stadium. The stadium is a single component of a mixed-use development in St. Paul, Minnesota. The stadium is a key component due to its size and scale. NADA faced three major issues when developing this project: economic impact, as these venues often only generate revenue a few days a week, and this revenue goes straight to the owners. The community integration is difficult because when the venue is not in use, the doors are often closed to the public. And the physical presence of these structures in a community. As stadiums are getting larger and larger, they become intimidating and intrusive to the community. They executed the design position by addressing each issue. Economic drivers were resolved with select programs. Integration was accomplished through storefront activation and programmatic attractors, and the physical presence was tamed through scale and form. An overview of their process shows design development, material selection and testing, characteristic analysis and implementation, which all develop into the final design. Using similar methods of research as NADA, material and fabrication testing can be explored early in the design process. By revolving the research around local materials and fabrications, the final design will be rooted in the community. The impact of conducting research in this manner would be recognized in multiple ways. Sourcing local materials and using local vendors will stimulate the surrounding economy. Selecting construction processes that can be provided by local workers will create employment opportunities. And by including the local community in the design and construction process, you'll create a sense of pride and ownership. NADA examined existing buildings surrounding the site, physical and visual connectors, and nearby attractors. What this produced was a stadium of appropriate scale and form. By understanding the local community and their needs, the design could attempt to fill programmatic voids while amplifying activity and creating public space. Every entertainment venue has a set of programmatic givens. NADA considered these while also developing additional program based on community needs. This mix of program begins to dictate form while ensuring a well-performing building that acts as a cultural hub. In addition to material research, a responsible exploration of context through the lens of the client as well as the community will aid in the development of a design that meets the needs and also improves the community. If our agenda is to create a design that impacts the community and pleases the client, we should be able to digest and adapt the contextual information of the project in order to meet that criteria. When considering entertainment venues in an urban setting, there are often pre-existing conditions that cannot easily be changed or modified. Successful consideration of this context will bring about a few positive things. Site context can begin to influence form and scale, and the design can speak to and weave together with the surrounding community. When dealing with the density of an urban site, the surrounding community is heavily reliant on the ecosystem within that urban fabric. To avoid negative impact, it is important to have a deep understanding of how that community works. Successful integration of community context and design is tremendous. The venue can act as a hub for the community. Integration gives members a sense of pride and ownership, which creates a connection between the two, and the design can have a reciprocal economic impact. Although entertainment venues carry with them a given program, additional program can be developed by examining the surrounding community and understanding any voids within the urban fabric that could potentially be filled. It is difficult to determine the hierarchy and importance of context. As architects, it falls into our hands to digest the information gathered and evaluate how it can fit within our agenda. Through proper research and implementation, an entertainment venue in an urban setting can become an integrated and beneficial part of the surrounding community while maintaining a high level of functionality.